All right, what up, guys? It's your boy Britt VR. We have a special guest today. We're here with Crypto Blood. What is up,
What's
Crypto
up?
Blood?
How you doing, man?
Midwest guy. I'm from the
Yes,
Shy.
sir.
I see the
Yeah,
Detroit hat. You from Detroit? You know.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm from the D, baby. I love the Shy though, man. I go out there maybe, man, at least 4 or 5 times a year.
okay.
It's only about a 3.5, about 4 hour drive. So I'm always hanging down in the Gold Coast, down in the Shy.
Man, you out there with them rich people.
Hey,
That's where
man,
the rich people live at.
trying to be crypto rich, baby.
Crypto rich. Okay. So everybody here who's watching, I met Crypto Blood at the Litecoin Summit, and that's when
Yep,
we got to talking and get to know each other. Uh, he was on two panels there, and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
actually fantastic. And I asked you this already before, but you said you're going to Vegas, correct?
I am going to Vegas. I will be out there October 31st through, I will be there till the 3rd. The World Crypto Con is from October 31st to the 2nd. If any of you guys watching want to come on out there, I have tickets that are sold on my website, cryptoblood.io. And if you buy any merch, I will send you a 20% off discount for that as well. So if you guys were planning on going, you may want to do that.
If you're in the Vegas area, go ahead, check them out, and
Yeah.
check out them Raiders next year.
Right.
All right. So we're gonna get right into it. The markets are down right now in the stock market. Dow Jones is down, S&P 500, Nasdaq is down. Um,
Yep.
I understand your background is in forex trading.
Yeah.
So could you give
That's
us some
primary.
insight on why the markets are falling?
Well, the equities markets, in my opinion, Britt, is in a situation where we're kind of at the end of the road. As far as, when I say that, I mean cheap money. The Federal Reserve is at a point, it's at a juxtaposition where they have to raise rates. So they painted themselves into a corner where they now have to raise rates, and they don't really want to, but they have to, and it's causing chaos. Um, and it's gonna turn. It's gonna really end bad, man. It's gonna end in a very bad situation where people are gonna get hurt, and that's across the board, not just in the asset class of equities. I mean, real estate, equities, bonds. But that's where we are. That's the type of perverted financial, or I should say fiscal, policy that we have right now. So we're down because I believe a couple of days ago, the Fed chairman, Jerome Pollard, made a comment about, and he was just kind of it wasn't a formal meeting, but there were some sound bites or something taken where he was talking about interest rates. They were going to continue to raise interest rates into 2019. And I guess the market really, that was like the wake up call. They took out, in their last Fed minutes, they took out the word accommodative, which these Fed minutes, I don't know if you follow the Fed minutes that come out from the FOMC, but they look at every word, man. Like, it's crazy. So this last Fed meeting, they took out the word accommodative, and that kind of started people's, Wall Street ears kind of peaked on that.
Okay.
But when he made those comments a couple of days ago, that was the catalyst for us to start this sell off, man. We're down 1,300 points in 2 days in the Dow Jones, and we're under the 100-day moving average. So it may start getting ugly here, man.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking they have to move up rates. If they don't, inflation is just going to get bigger and bigger, correct?
Um,
Or is it just they're
no,
going to keep the 2% inflation just continuously going no matter what?
well, they're in a situation now, man, where there's pressure from their allies, if you want to call them, their partners who are buying these bonds, these treasury bonds every month. They're starting, like China,
Hmm.
they're starting to slow down. They're like, we're not getting any yield. So
Okay.
it's like they have to satisfy both beasts. the Wall Street guys with the stocks, and then you got to keep this money. They call it money conjuring mechanism, where the bonds are helping fund us, our lifestyle here in America. People, domestically are living lavishly because we got foreign countries buying our bonds. So they're starting to get fed up. They need more yield for their bonds, so they have to start raising these rates. And that's where we are, man.
Okay. Now, I was listening to what was it, CNBC on the XM radio while driving, and they were saying that usually when the guys pull the stocks, their money going to like precious metals like gold and silver, and they're really not moving that way. So the money is right now all on the sideline. That was kind of interesting. I didn't know that, but do you think at any moment some of that money can go into crypto?
There is really no correlation yet.
Okay.
It really is very little evidence of any correlation with, a rollover in the equities market having any type of effect on cryptos at this moment. There's not a correlation, but you will see, again, you will start to see money roll over into the bond market. That's why so here it's a twofold thing with the bond market. You got the Fed saying that they're going to increase rates, and you just can't increase rates. You have to, the Fed goes through the Fed window and they change the interest rate at the Fed window, and then that kind of, it's a domino effect, which ultimately affects the interest rates of the different treasury bills. But they're increasing on top of, if there's a panic, you're going to have people buying bonds or selling bonds at the same time. So that's going to drive up the yield as well. So it's, like I said, they've painted themselves into a corner. And I'm not shocked that people aren't going into precious metals. I don't think you're going to see the type of run up that many have predicted for over 10 years now. I don't see precious metals heading that much higher. Maybe 20-30% in my opinion. That's just my gut check on that. But who knows, man? I think aside or independently of that, cryptos will do well, though. I think it will do well over time, over the next year or two.
Okay. Another question, since we're in talking about equities and stocks. I've seen oil prices slightly creeping back up, and I remember it was like $30 a barrel. We're still oversupplied. But I know that the U.S. came out the Iran deal, so that's going to pop up the price. But we're still oversupplied.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand why the prices are creeping up like that.
It could be a number of things. It could be all derivatives that's pushing it up. You know what I mean? Again, that's one area that you are seeing money seep into is the oil industry, oil markets. So you got light sweet crude oil, going up, WTI heading up, and it's almost like a rerun of 2006-07.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
isn't it oil prices going up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the same thing. What was it? 2009 is when I got out of college, and oil prices was doing okay.
Young buck.
Oil prices was doing okay, but man, the housing market was about to fall. I think no, it was falling at that time. Yeah, and I believe just everything is overpriced, man.
And the reason why all these asset classes are overpriced, with the exception, in my opinion, of cryptos, is because of easy money.
Yeah, easy money, Federal Reserve.
If I can borrow money from Feds at 1.5%, 2%, then I'm gonna go out and buy as much stuff as I can. Plain and simple.
I'm surprised.
Especially stocks.
Especially stocks. I'm surprised a lot of people don't really know that. Like a lot of people don't go out there and at least try to get some money from the Federal Reserve if they're giving out free money like that.
Well,
I
they're
should have been
not.
trying to do that, but you know,
That's the problem. They're not giving it to the Joe the plumbers. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're not giving it to us. They're giving it to their buddies, the Goldman Sachs, the J.P. Morgans, all of those guys are getting that easy, cheap money. The hedge funds.
now,
Those guys are getting the easy money, not us. It
yeah,
trickles down to us, but by the time we get it, it's in the form of, oh, we're ready to go get a home, honey. And then you look up and the price of the home you're going to try to go get is 40% higher than what you think it should be or where it should be. So
I think it's really going to hit the housing market in like San Francisco, places where you can barely buy anything. Um,
yeah.
the earnings season is coming up. Now I know that plays a very very important role. Do you see prices, money getting back in once the earnings season come in? Because I think everybody did pretty well.
Yeah, but man, the way that whole earnings thing is a joke. Many times they guide you down so that they overbeat anyway. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So they'll guide you down. They'll guide their earnings down so that they do beat. There's so much trickery in that game. I don't even pay attention to it, bro. I really
Okay.
don't anymore. So earnings season may do fine, but again, the accounting tricks and rules they use, it's just insane, bro. It's insane. They'll buy back their stocks and make it's just crazy.
Now, what do
So
you?
I don't know where the earnings season will end up this go around, but I don't think it's going to be able to save the overall market. Personally, October is known for being a bad month, and we may see a pop by December, but it just depends, man. No one has a crystal ball, and it's all predicated on what's going on with Trump and the tariffs, how that pans out. So far, so good as far as getting deals done.
Mm-hmm.
He renegotiated NAFTA, but overall, it's just so many moving variables, man. You just don't know how it's all going to pan out by the end of the year.
Now, the markets around the world are not looking so great, and they were saying because of that, it's passed on to the U.S. Do you think that's a correlation?
It wasn't for the longest.
Okay.
Now it may start. You may start seeing some correlation, but for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, it wasn't. We were just heading up, 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 and up.
Yeah.
And Eurozone is horrible. They've been doing horrible.
Okay.
All the different countries in the Eurozone: Greece, Spain, Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
Italy. Horrible. Their banking system is in shambles. So we are the best. What do they say? The U.S. is the best house on the ugly block or something. They say. I don't know how they say that, but yeah.
Now, do you think we're holding that power for our money? I know it's military for military, not militaries. What am I talking about? For military. Can't even say it. For our army, our army. Okay.
You got making up words like Jesse Jackson.
For our military. I know we got the biggest military, so people are
Yeah.
scared of that. But I know, like people, a lot of people use our money overseas, and that's what's really keeping us afloat. When do you think
Yeah.
those countries, like I know China and Russia, they're trying to get off the petrodollar. When do you think these countries are going to stop using the U.S. dollar?
It won't be a binary event. It won't be a
Okay.
thing that happens just overnight. It's happening now, and again, that's why the Federal Reserve is slowly increasing um, interest rates on those bonds because that will that will entice those countries to continue to buy our bonds. They've probably seen a slowdown in the purchasing of our debt, so that's again why the Federal Reserve is box they're in a corner. They painted themselves in the corner. So now they have to pick and choose. Like, do I want to continue to prop up the equities market, or do I want the rest of the world to continue to buy my debt?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we quite naturally know we want the rest of the world to continue to buy our debt.
Yes.
So,
now, we have a tariff going on with China, as everybody know. Why haven't China started selling our treasuries?
They have been.
Oh, they have? Okay.
Yeah. They've been slowing down on buying. That's the thing.
Okay.
It's not that they aren't, they're selling them. They've slowed down on buying. So that's the problem. And see, again, that's why the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go buy some bonds, and you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm aiming to go out there.
Well, yeah, as they increase the rates,
yeah,
it's now going to become better for savers. So as they increase rates, that means money market rates go up. So my money that's sitting in a money market will start to yield money again. People on fixed income will be able to make some money off their savings. So yeah, it actually is a good thing for us. It's just that they don't get to win anymore with that cheap money.
Okay. Well, let's get into some crypto. It was earlier today. The market fell, or I think yesterday. Was it last night? Last night. Mm-hmm. Now, that was probably due to Asia. I think that was probably due to somewhere overseas that happened, because usually people trade in crypto in the U.S. throughout the daytime. They go to sleep. Do you think it was maybe somebody in Asia did that? One of those big companies that's trying to buy stocks in the U.S. They said, let me get out of this crypto market and let's go buy some U.S. stocks.
Very, very, very possible. Very possible. It happened around Asia time zone. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, that's when it started to drop. And so, yes, it's someone over there that woke up and said, oh, snap, either they had a margin call in the equities game, or they were looking to liquidate some of this Bitcoin or crypto to buy more equities. One of the two. Yeah, I think so, man. I think so.
That's what it looked like to me when I saw that.
Yeah.
Now, with this crypto market, everybody was talking about this triangle we had coming up. It was a triangle, maybe in a bull triangle to get out the bear market, or we could just see more and more price go down. What do you see in the future? We can't tell the future, but we can speculate right here. I'm not a financial advisor, guys, but we can speculate right here. What do you see?
Give me a time frame.
By the end of the year. Short term.
End of the year, I believe in December sometime we're going to see another sell-off in cryptos.
Okay. And
big sell-off.
I would love to see the price go down. People don't hate me on this, but for me to get cheaper crypto, it's where it's at. Now, do you think?
And let me give you the reason why, though. I think I have one of my guys, always a regular I have on my channel. He's I call him the crypto tax guy, but he's actually just I don't even think he's a CPA, but he's an EA, and he helps with individuals to get their taxes together and stuff for the end of the year. And he's now specializing more in cryptos. And we were having a conversation, and it kind of sparked a thought in my mind as to why we will see a pullback at the end of the year. And the reason is individuals will be looking to lock in their losses for 2018.
Okay.
That way they can take those credits and amortize those across for the following year. So in 2000, they'll have credits to for deductions on their losses for 2019, 20, and however long it takes. Because you only get to deduct, I think, a certain amount per year, but you can roll that over each year until it's all gone. So I think that's what's going to happen, man. I think people are going to take sell what losses they have, lock those in, and then take that to get that credit, that deduction.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I can. That's a good. That's a good thought. I can see that happening. Most definitely see that happening. Um, with Ice and back coming in, I think it's second quarter of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And with people trading every day and seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Litecoin and Zcash up there, you think that's gonna ignite everything?
It's going to definitely help a lot. Yeah, I think next year I'm predicting that the markets will start to really pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we do, or it doesn't matter either case, with an ETF or without. At least that's out of the way, so the market can kind of not focus on that anymore. So if we do get a ETF pass by February of 2019, you'll see a very hard run up, maybe a doubling in Bitcoin at that point. And if we don't, we may see a pullback, but then that news is out of the way. We can now focus on something else. And I think the backed exchange and that whole ICE exchange is going to be a good catalyst, though I don't really particularly care for it.
Okay.
It doesn't represent what cryptos really are about, but it will help the price, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. Since you were just talking about the ETF, I guess the SEC reviewed a couple of proposals. Like they went back and reviewed them.
No. It's just a new set of proposals. They get proposals all the time.
Okay.
So there's just a new set of proposals they were going through. I think there were like 9 of them.
Okay. Now I understand there's like I think 2 chairs that are in support of crypto. I know it's a woman and I don't know the guy's name. Isn't that very interesting? There is somebody in the SEC who was really pushing for crypto. Was so surprising to me that I was just happy just to hear that. What do you think about that?
It doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Now, will they act on that is what is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Will they actually follow through and allow ETF of Bitcoin and stuff? Because you got to think the CFTC is already on board. We have futures start in December of last year, 2017. So they're fully on board. They have a different agenda and focus. So they're ready to roll. They're rocking and rolling with the Bitcoin and crypto. So you'll see, I think, an Ethereum futures contract starting trade in this December, I believe.
Okay. Now they're not going to hold the coins. They're just going to probably go on use some exchange price for the end of the contract.
Basket. Mm-hmm.
So
I think the contracts will settle in cash.
Okay. I think the Fed might push that for a while. I was thinking about that. Try to really stay away from holding as much crypto as possible. But ICE they said they want to hold as much crypto. They're going to hold all the crypto. And they said they were going to come out with futures, and they said they're going to hold the crypto too. But I think majority of everybody else is going to play the game like that because it's less risk, and you're making money off of people betting.
Yeah, that's true. It's just a synthetic way of trading Bitcoin and whatever other synthetic contracts they want to do.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is crazy.
But it leaves room for some manipulation. But more manipulation will come about once they have the. I think, and I may be wrong, but I think more manipulation will be seen when the actual spot-backed futures or derivatives hit the ground. So meaning they have to hold X amount of Bitcoin, X amount of whatever, Ethereum, whatever. Now that kind of forces them to go into the open market, buy, sell. You get what I'm saying? So now it has a direct correlation with how Bitcoin and all these other cryptos will react.
Yeah. All right. So since we're talking about crypto, what was the other question I had? All right. So we got the Lightning Network that is like continuously building upon itself. You know, we got more hubs out there, people, trying to get as many merchants. I just finally hooked up my my website for some t-shirts. And I can not merchants, but people can come on, customers can come on my website, buy t-shirts with crypto, and it's all processed through from CoinPay. When do you see people actually using their crypto? Because right now, I don't want to sell any crypto, but when can you see people using crypto to buy as much stuff as possible?
It's gonna be some years, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some years, and honestly, it may be a long time. I don't look at crypto, your major ones like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and those. I don't even look at them as cryptocurrencies as the label has it. They're more like assets. So would you go to the store and buy food, clothing, cars with bars of gold? You wouldn't, would you? Gold is considered an investment, right?
Right.
Same concept. Cryptos are just digital assets. So you won't see a future where everyone's running around a mall let me buy some Gucci with this Bitcoin. No, it's not gonna be that, in my opinion. I think we're gonna see individuals using stable coins to purchase stuff.
That's a good idea. Using stable coins to purchase. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So they'll use those because that has no value. You want to use something that really doesn't have value to purchase your day-to-day items. If you think that if you're using, first of all, people using Bitcoin to purchase a shirt and they don't replenish that Bitcoin is really stupid, because you're going to look like the person that bought a pack of alpaca socks for 12,000 Bitcoin back in 2000. That's how you're going to look. You spent $2 million on a pack of socks, so you don't want to do that. And I don't ever see Bitcoin, cryptos really put like a proliferation of cryptos being used for purchasing things. I don't see that.
Okay. Hopefully, I think what could get that started is crypto from somewhere. A lot of airdrops come out, and they say, "Hey, you can have this crypto. We just want you guys to use it as payment." And they can back it by something. But it has to be totally free at the beginning. Because it's going to be hard to spend Bitcoin on anything unless I really, really want it. I see IBM and Stellar are working together. They want to use Stellar. Maybe, you know what? Maybe some of these coins that have a huge market cap of just the production of coins, like Tron, Stellar, and like XRP. Maybe that will be currency used day to day because there's so many of them, and there's not a scarcity.
Maybe, but again, you got to remember. At least I know for like EOS, and even Ethereum, those aren't really currencies. Those are tokens used for, if you want to kind of consider it like a decentralized operating system, to do actual things within that platform or create dApps and stuff. So I don't even see that happening, to be honest with you. I don't see that happening. I just stick to my current thesis is cryptocurrencies being used in the future looks like people using stable coins.
Okay.
I'll go use my Bitcoin if I'm buying another asset.
Yeah.
If I can go buy a home with my Bitcoin, cool, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Transfer value, I'm still holding, I know that, I may not get as much return or on my Bitcoin, but at least I know I'm going from one asset to another. So, I'm parking my value into a home where it still will appreciate somewhat, or I can rent it out, or whatever the case may be. But buying things, day-to-day things, buying coffee with Bitcoin is not going to happen.
Now, what about this?
I don't care who tells you that. I'll tell Charlie Lee. I'll tell.
You said fight. What about this? Okay. What about these social media sites like Steemit, Lit, that has cryptocurrencies backed by that? Maybe that might be the catalyst. I can see that because you're generating tokens out of nowhere for free.
Yeah. Steemit is an inflationary currency.
Yeah.
Just like dollars. So yeah, you could use Steemit. That's no problem. Yep.
So the next question. So let's hold on. We was talking about the Lightning Network.
I don't believe in that either.
I'm sorry to hear you.
I don't believe in that either.
Okay. Oh, let me listen. Let me listen.
I put out a tweet today. So I've been in cryptos for a while. So maybe some of the newcomers are blinded by the allure of Lightning Network and the promises they, bring, But I've seen for the last 4 or 5 years, about 4 years, Lightning Network, Blockstream? It's kind of behind Lightning, I think. That organization, I've seen them promise for so long that Lightning Network's going to do this, Lightning Network's going to do that, and it just is falling short. They're getting better, but what you have to understand is you can't. This is on such a small scale. I think altogether there may be 150 Bitcoins in staked or within the Lightning Network. So it's not like this grandiose thing where it's being utilized. And I just don't see it scaling. It's so complicated. I don't see it scaling to the point where you can get adoption on a day-to-day basis. People using, because you got to swap your Bitcoin for LBTC.
Well,
so that's a whole nother conspiracy.
I'm just receiving that little Casa Lightning node soon. This is the first mainstream product that just came out where somebody doesn't have to code it, and they have an interface screen on it. So all I have to do is click buttons and put in information, and I can connect to different hubs. Yeah. Once that gets cheaper, it was $300.
Too much work.
$300. Okay, and it has the Bitcoin. It has the Bitcoin blockchain synced on it already. So plug and play, and I think it might take some people away from mining to come over there, but it's going to take a lot of time, like you said. Tons of merchants got to hook up to it for that to happen, and the more people you get, the more Bitcoin you're going to get on the network, because you have to have Bitcoin on the network so people can transfer their money. So
So let me ask you this: in a real world situation, a real world scenario, am I going to jump through all those hoops to get these Lightning boxes and do all that, or will I just use a cryptocurrency that's fast, free, or close to free, and just go on with my day?
Well, the thing is, from why I got it, is because I'm going to have my own personal bank in the house, literally. I'm working off gaining more crypto. So the more times I'm sending stuff back and forth to people, I'm going to be making crypto. Okay.
That's the allure. They
Now,
tell you that. They tell you that, but what's going to happen is you're going to have to stake a lot of Bitcoin to even make any money. So it's like you got to have the money to make money in that scenario, in that Lightning network. So guess who has all the money? The guys that already are in the game, whales and stuff. So they're going to have their nodes set up where most people are just going to pick the main hubs to route their Lightning payments through.
yes.
And what does that create? It creates just centralization. It's just it's the central bank all over again.
Well, you got to also think of this. Bitcoin has a problem, and they have to have a solution to figure out that problem.
They've made a problem.
Everybody doesn't have to use the Lightning Network. You have different options. If you want your cryptocurrencies to go somewhere fast, or if you want to buy, if you want to use your cryptocurrencies to buy something in a store or something like that, you're going to have to go through the Lightning Network. You can't just go through just regular peer-to-peer transactions because it's going to take too long.
And that's my whole point. Is it defeats the purpose of Bitcoin. That wasn't the initial vision of Satoshi Nakamoto. If you read the white paper, you'll see that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that his vision is a perfect vision, and people's vision change, their plans change, but I feel like Blockstream is purposefully not making Bitcoin fast so that they can profit off of these Lightning nodes.
I think you're aiming your argument at the wrong people. You should be aiming at Bitcoin Core.
Yeah, but that's Blockstream is Bitcoin Core.
Okay, I thought that was two seseparate companies. Okay, all right.
No, that's them.
Okay. So Bitcoin Cash is looking like the traditional Bitcoin.
I was just saying, and I can't stand he's very annoying as well. As when you see the interviews he does, like his style, man, I'll have to smack the dude but the technology I think is closer to what Satoshi Nakamoto would envision as a functioning Bitcoin.
Yes.
In the way that he would have envisioned it.
Of course.
But it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what Roger Ver thinks. It doesn't matter what Bitcoin Core / Blockstream thinks. It's the market will dictate, and you have the ability to pick whatever coin you want to use, and the people will use whatever is best for them, what's easiest for them. So
yeah. Well, look, I understand what you're saying. Perfectly fine. I totally agree with you. I just think that, there are different lanes for different people. And you just said the same thing. So I'm getting into the Lightning Network as early as possible. We don't know the future. It could be a poop and it could be a boom. I'm seeing that with coins like Artcoin, that's trying to intermingle blockchains and stuff like that, they're going to need a Lightning Network for that. And
you said they wouldn't need
that they're going to need Lightning networks for that. Because if you're swapping from another coin to Bitcoin and the blockchains are
that's an atomic swap.
Yes, if you're swapping like that and you want your coin to move as fast as the coin you're swapping your Bitcoin for, you're gonna want to use something like the Lightning Network. So, we'll see. We'll see. But it's
trying to reinvent the wheel for no reason. Just make a fast first layer solution. Why do we have to go through keeping the first layer slow, boggy, expensive, and then to build a second layer that's going to fix what the first layer could have been fixed, the issues that the first layer we could have addressed right out the gate.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
I was with you 100% with Roger Ver. I think Bitcoin Core should just increase the block size. That's all they had to do.
Well, for the short term. It'll work for a short term. And what I mean short term, for the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be a great solution until they figure out a better, more meaningful way to make Bitcoin even faster from that. At that point, that would have been an easy solution for the next 5 years.
They have
But
to.
instead, they want to keep it. They want to keep it at 1 megabyte, which is less than a goddamn floppy disk, and make, you know. And so if we see a popularity of Bitcoin networks increase again, like we did in 2017, what you're going to see is $100 fees to transfer.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
And what's funny is the Bitcoin Core, they brag now about how the fees are down, and that's because nobody's using it.
Nobody's using it. Nobody's using it at all. Nobody's using it.
So I don't know, man. I just feel like there's some fishiness going on there, man. I just don't know what they're trying to do, what their angle is. But yeah, definitely get in early just in case.
Just in case. Just in case.
But you're gonna need big bank to make big bank in that Lightning network. No.
Now, when we was at the Litecoin Summit, I had an interview with what was the name of the company? It was Coin something. I had an interview with them, and they had a Lightning hub.
Wallet?
Not the wallet. You know, when we came in the main room, and you had Insignia. It was somebody right across from them. It was Coin something. I can't remember. But these guys had like 4,000 merchants on their Lightning hub.
Okay.
And that was incredible. You know, how did they get 4,000 merchants that's trying to accept crypto? Now, they're not just accepting Bitcoin. They're accepting everything. With them coming out with that Lightning hub for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin gets some volatility with that, I think that could help out the price.
In what way? Help it out? Like how?
Go up in price. The more people that's using it, there's not a lot of Bitcoin out there, so they have to go out there and buy more Bitcoin. But why would somebody do that? Maybe miners are doing that. You know, they're going to spend their Bitcoin out for something they want. But I think we just need some volatility, which is what we're lacking right now. Well, we're not lacking volatility. Let me take that back, because we got enough volatility.
We're at 17-month lows in volatility. In Bitcoin.
We need volume. That's the word I'm trying to say. We need volume.
Okay.
We need more volume.
Gotcha. What are your thoughts about Litecoin?
Litecoin, man. Litecoin is doing everything before Bitcoin. So they were testing out segregated witness, and they were testing out the Lightning Network. It's a tester for Bitcoin. It seems like Charlie Lee, when he sold his Litecoin, he just got more Bitcoin because he wants to be with Bitcoin. You know, he really, really likes Bitcoin, and he's going to use the Litecoin to do whatever it has to help Bitcoin. What do you think? He shake his head.
I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid.
I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid, but I like Charlie Lee. You know.
I love Charlie Lee.
Sure, he did the right thing. He sold at the right time. At the right time.
I don't have a problem with him selling.
Me either.
No, it's his prerogative.
Yeah.
I'm suspicious as to why he sold, but I don't care. That's not my business, right? It doesn't matter. He's his own man. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do. I'm cool with that. And I'm just talking about strictly Litecoin. I don't see enough competitive advantage over many of the other coins that are actually doing a lot in the community. Digibyte, Dash. You know, people have their issues with Dash, but Digibyte is a very good example of a fast, light coin or cryptocurrency that's being used in areas where it's needed. I just want to see the Litecoin team foundation really focus more on those areas where there are sovereign crisis as far as their money.
Well, you got to think. I was gonna say you got to think about this. So Bitcoin came out first, and then somewhere in the beginning, Litecoin came out. You notice these older coins, they stay very traditional, and Dark Coin. Then it was Dash, the new version of Dark Coin. Those are the newer coins, and Digibyte newer coins. They go out and really try to find their way into the market. I just think those, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin just going to be a little more traditional in the ways that they're making their moves out there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like if this is the type of space where you either need you need to really differentiate yourself, or you need to really hit critical mass in a market to add value or keep value. There are so many coins out there. If Bitcoin succeeds, I personally don't think they will succeed with the Lightning Network. I think Bitcoin will end up just being a digital commodity. But let's just say that they do succeed, then there is no need for any other cryptocurrency. There will be some, but the value will be so vast, it'd be such a difference that you only have maybe a handful left that anyone else uses, because Bitcoin will be able to do all of that. Well, so if people are supporting Litecoin, it has to be. I'm considering you supporting Litecoin as a hedge against Bitcoin failing and not living up to being a cryptocurrency as well as a digital asset.
If I'm hedging on Bitcoin, I'll probably be hedging with Dash. Dash, it moves so fast, and you have the ability to earn more Dash with a Masternode. You just have to get that paper to go get one.
How much are the nodes now?
I don't know. I ain't want to look at it. I don't even want to look at none of that. So do you have any sleeper coins that?
Let me think here. Basic attention token.
Okay. So
I like that one. BAT. Digibyte. Digibyte is a sleeper to me. EOS is a sleeper, but people know about it. But I think it's going to really surprise people in the next 2 years. Think of EOS as a operating system.
Okay. While you talking, I'm going to bring up this chart on CoinDesk, Coin Market Cap.
Okay. Cool.
All right, you can keep on talking.
Yeah. So EOS is a sleeper. If you look at EOS from its highs, it's lost the least amount of percentage-wise market cap from its highs. It's only had a high of $21. Right there, exactly.
Yeah.
So it has not lost that much from its highs versus all of the other coins out here. So that should tell you a little bit something. And you've got Tron is another one that's going to be a great project. I think Sun is doing an excellent job over there. Them acquiring BitTorrent was a great move. They're going to vertically integrate with that.
What is BitTorrent? Let's just pause there real quick.
Okay. So BitTorrent is a peer-to-peer file sharing network, and it really is almost like it was what Bitcoin is to currency, but it's basically sharing files, sharing. It can be music, it can be software, it can be movies.
Okay.
But it's a peer-to-peer. It's been around for years. I used to use BitTorrent way back in the day, 10, 15 years ago.
So it's like BearShare and all that?
Yeah, but a more direct No, I mean you can catch viruses with it, but that you can only really catch a virus through whatever you download, not the actual software or anything like that. But
Okay.
yeah, so Tron has acquired BitTorrent, and they will be rolling out a project called, I think, Atlas, where now you will be able to, instead of just incentivizing people to seed files on their machines, and receive higher bandwidth, you will not only receive higher bandwidth, but you will also receive Tron tokens for seeding.
Oh.
So if I have a movie
Okay.
that I want to share to all of the nodes, all the BitTorrent nodes out there, I can seed that and also earn higher bandwidth in addition to money for seeding.
Okay.
So it's gonna change the game, bro.
Man, that sounds like it is gonna change the game. I'm trying to get back to here. Okay. Oh man, I didn't know that.
So look into Tron. Is
Listen
an
to
excellent
Tron.
one, man. They're gonna be major.
Okay. So I think we have enough time, man. I don't want to keep you too long, man. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no
It's
doubt.
like
All right, great
8:07.
time.
You know,
Definitely.
I know you're busy out there, but I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Where could people find your channel and your social media?
Yep. So I'm on YouTube. Just type in Crypto Blood, 2 words. On Twitter, Crypto Blood _ and I don't really use my Facebook too much. So those 2 areas you can catch me, and CryptoBlood.io. I got some new merch coming up. People are gonna be. This is gonna change the game. If you see anybody else with this hat that I'm coming out with, you know who did it first. So I'll let you guys know. I'll put it on Twitter when it'll be here. They'll be here Monday. So I got some new hats.
Oh man, you see, I gotta be like Crypto Blood now.
So yep, that's it, man. Appreciate having me, and anytime, man, anytime.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, hit the subscriber button, hit the notification bell. Also, Crypto Blood, his YouTube channel will be at the bottom. So everybody have a good day and everybody have a good night and enjoy the crypto life.